Welcome back, my dear students. It's so good to see you back, alright? How was the quiz? You did awesome? Good job. I'm proud of you. I'm always proud of you. You are my dearest student, alright? And you're the best, okay? And you mean a lot to Mr. Mac. And that's why Mr. Mac is here to bring the best for you, okay? Well, in this sub-lesson, we're going to talk about multiplies, okay? Multiplies. If I say multiplies, what does that mean? Multiplies. See that? If I say 2 multiplies, that means 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5. That means the 2 is multiplying. See that? That's what is multiplies means. If I say 3 multiplies, that means 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4. See that? The multiply of that. Alright, so that's what it is, multiplies, okay? So if I have to say, okay, let's put out the word multiplies, okay? Multiplies. And if I had to ask you, what are the multiplies of 3? Alright, to find the multiplies of 3, pretty much you start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of the timetable. See that? Because 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4, and keeps going. So I have to tell you what are the first 4 multiplies of 3. That means 3, 6, 9, 12. These are the first 4 multiplies of 3. See that? If I ask you what are the first 5 multiplies of 5. So first 5 multiplies of 5. Okay, so that means 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4, 5 times 5. There are 5 of them. So which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Pretty much what you see in your timetable. See that? Those are multiplies of 2 or 3 or 5, things like that. Pretty easy, isn't it? The term I just want you to understand, multiplies. If I had to ask you, is 100 a multiply of 5? See that? Is 100. Let's write down. Is 100 a multiply of 5? See that? Because 100 is multiply, okay? Is 100 a multiply of 5? See that word multiply? That means 5 has already been times 5, so many times that come to 100. So how do I know that it's 5 is a multiplies for 100? We divide. We take the 100, we divide that by 5. Okay? And if it doesn't give me any balance, it gives me a round number. The answer is a round number after I use the long division. That means 5, it's a multiplies. Okay? So 5 is a multiplies of 100. And 100 is a multiply of 5. See that? So it's a timetable. Okay? Like you see the time. All these are multiplies of 5. Okay? All these are multiplies of 3. So let's say if I ask you, is 210 a multiply of 6? So that means, see, 210 a multiply, that means 6 multiplied into 210. And that's what I want to find out. How do I find that out? What do? I take 210, divide that by 6. If that is divisible, okay, if that is dividable, that means 6 is a multiplies. Okay, that means 210 it's a multiplies of 6. Okay, a multiply of 6. So that means 210 is multiply of 6. Okay, so let's do that. So we take 210, we're going to divide that by 6. So big number like this one, it's outside our timetable range. So we're going to use the long division. We're going to use the cage approach. 210 kind of into Mr. Mac, I'm going to put inside the cage. 6 is kind of out from Mr. Mac, I'm going to put outside the cage. 2 I can go to the next digit, 21. In 21 is how many 6? Very good. 3. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 can I borrow from 2? 2 becomes 1. 1 becomes 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. 1 minus 1 is 0. So I bring the 0 down. In 30, that's how many 6? 5. So 5 times 6 is 30. Minus gives me 0. See that? It came down to 0. There's no balance. That means 210 is a multiply of 6. See that? Pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward. That term, I just want you to understand what multiplies means. If I ask you, list all the multiplies for 7. I shouldn't say all, because it's 1 times 7, 1 times 2 times 7, 3 times 7, 4 times 7, 5 times 7, 6 times 7, 7 times 7, 8 times. It will keep going. So I have to tell you, list first 5 or first 3. Okay, multiplies of 7. So 1 times 7, or 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, 7 times 4. If I ask you for 4, if I ask you 5, that's 7 times 5. See that? Now, does 0 include? No, 0 doesn't include in the multiplies. Okay, you always start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go on. All right, 0 is not a part of it. Okay, all right. Okay, good. Again, boys and girls. Okay, good. Well, there is no quiz or hands-on practice on this, because we're just trying to understand the term multiplies. Okay, so now you understood that. Okay, good. Well, that means this end of the sub lesson for multiplies, and I'll see you in the next sub lesson. All right? Okay, my dear students, I'll see you in the next sub lesson. Bye bye.